officer and a gentleman. Now he makes you feel the fear of murder for love. From director Taylor Hackford, Against All Odds, Rachel Ward is the prize. Jeff Bridges is the pawn. James Woods is the man who will kill to get her back. Against All Odds.
Starts Friday at a theater near you. Check local listings.
Love those old trailers. So of its time. Welcome to Dave's Movie Diary. Obviously, I'm talking about Against All Odds today from 1984. Directed by Taylor Hackford, starring Jeff Bridges, Rachel Ward, James Woods. It's a really glossy 80s neo-noir thriller, part romance, part mystery. There's some political corruption thrown in just for good measure. It's one of the most quintessential 1980s films of all time, and it's a really enjoyable ride. Some films ask a lot from you, and others just want you to sit back, soak it up, enjoy the music, admire the beautiful people on screen, and watch those very attractive people make some very bad decisions. That kind of sums up Against All Odds. What's the plot summary? It gets a bit complicated in the second half, but effectively it's Terry Brogan, who is played by Jeff Bridges. He's a professional football player. His career's nearly over. He's aging out. He's got some injuries. They're edging him out of the team. He's short on money, short on life direction, really. What does he do? He accepts a job from nightclub owner and businessman Jake Wise, played by James Woods. They're old friends, not so much. They're known to each other. They've got a history. Jake wants him to find Jessie, played by Rachel Ward. She's a woman who's disappeared. They were in a relationship. He said that she took off with 50 grand of his money. So Jake wants him Jake wants Terry to find her and then tell him where she is. That's all it is. Terry tracks her down to Mexico, and that's where things get complicated. Obviously, they fall for each other, and in a big way, and then they're on the run because Jake finds out, and hijinks ensue. Lots of chases, lots of action. What happens? Terry comes back to Los Angeles. Then the movie goes off in a different direction, more about corruption, sports betting, political influence, property deals. It gets very tricky and complicated. A lot of personal betrayals start happening from all over the place. So look, what starts as a missing person story and a love story gradually becomes a tale about desire and loyalty and moral compromise. It's trying to do a lot of different things. What's my history with the film? I did see it back in the day, and I probably saw it for what it was, a bit of fluff, a bit of entertainment, and I think that's why it didn't stick with me. I am mildly surprised that some of the scenes in this film didn't stick with me. The famous car chase up Sunset Boulevard had largely disappeared from my memory until I started seeing it as a meme or popping up in other feeds for other reasons. So that surprises me. The Phil Collins song has always been there. It's always in the background. And I think for a long time, for me anyway, that song was a lot more famous and well-known and meaningful than the movie itself. It popped up on Netflix recently, which was interesting. And I thought, yep, I'll check it out. It was great to see it in a much better print than what I remember. Like a lot of films from that era, probably saw it on TV or a well-used VHS cassette. It's great seeing it on an HD remastering. And for a film like this, where the look and the style is paramount, that makes a big difference. Also, the widescreen, you can see a lot more. So you can feel the heat, the sweat, the humidity. Definitely the parts in Mexico. Love that aspect of the film, and Mexico becomes another supporting actor for this film. So look, it's just entertainment. I don't think there's anything much deeper than that. It's a film that's driven by the mood and the atmosphere. The plot mechanics get a bit overcooked. So I didn't take that too seriously, and that's fine. This is pure fun. Taylor Hackford, he directed it. He had a really strong early 80s. He's coming off An Officer and a Gentleman from 82, which is one of my favourite movies of the whole decade. So check out my pod that I did on that if you're interested. He went on to do White Nights with Gregory Hines a year after this. It wasn't so successful. Strange career. He sort of doesn't do a lot, or not a lot that's well known or comes off. But then he hits hard in the late 90s with Devil's Advocate, the Pacino Keanu Reeves film. It's a really zany film that's definitely worth watching. And then he makes Ray in 2004, about Ray Charles with Jamie Foxx, Oscar-winning performance. Totally different film again. So a lot of these films are totally different from each other. So he's someone that jumps around a bit and makes different kind of films. What does he do well? He frames movie stars beautifully. He did it in Officer and a Gentleman and this, Devil's Advocate. His films are always glossily made. He really understands commercial storytelling and entertaining the viewers. He keeps complicated plots moving, and this one does have a complicated plot. But he's never going to become a household name like Spielberg or Scorsese or a lot of his contemporaries. In summary, for over 2 decades, he quietly made entertaining studio films that audiences really enjoyed. So I think he knew his limits and he stayed with them. Jeff Bridges as Terry Brogan, one of my favorite actors. He's so cool and chilled. This is a perfect vehicle for him. Has he ever looked better? Has anyone ever looked better than Jeff Bridges in this film? That's a good question. He must have done a lot of work. He's in fantastic form here. Abs showing, and Taylor Hackford makes sure he's walking around without a shirt for large parts of this film. Great tan on him. Hair slicked back. Perfect moment for Jeff. What I like about him though, yes, he's a movie star, but he always seems approachable and relatable. Doesn't have a big head. So even when he's playing a flawed character, which the 80s was full of these kind of roles, especially for him, I like him in them, and I still want him to win. He's charismatic. He's super relaxed, easy to root for. He's the emotional anchor of the movie. A lot of bad things happen to him. And even when he makes some bad moves, Jeff Bridges keeps this character sympathetic, which I think is the whole point. Now we get into the bad people. Rachel Ward as Jessie. What a career move it was for her to do this film. This film exploded. Her visibility skyrocketed. She'd come off some Australian-made things like the Thornbirds. She was with Brian Brown and still is. What a powerhouse marriage that's turned out to be. She kind of, I've always found her as she's a classic beauty. She's sophisticated. She's got that English upper class accent, but she's down to earth as well. I mean, she's with Brian Brown, a quintessential Aussie bloke. And so she's got a bit of everything. And I think that's what makes her so intoxicating. She could have had a massive career in Hollywood playing roles like this again and again. But she's also super smart and wanted to get into directing and producing and other artistic pursuits. So I really respect her for that. And recently I know she's been pretty active on social media, just looking like her age should look. She doesn't pile on the makeup. She hasn't had any work done. And she's embracing that. A lot of respect. What works for her in this, she's elegant, sophisticated, also a bit vulnerable in parts, mysterious. I can see why everyone's losing their minds over her and doing insane things just to win her favors. So she plays it with a really old-fashioned movie star quality. And the chemistry between Bridges and Ward is crucial, and it's definitely there. There's some hot scenes in there, especially in the Mexican temple midway through the film. All right, James Woods as Jake Wise, peak 80s Woods, cocaine energy. I should mention this is, I think, outside of Scarface or movies that explicitly deal with cocaine, this film seems to be swimming in it. It's there. This character is a drug dealer, apart from being a nightclub owner and a shady sports bet taker and a wheeler and dealer. I don't know. I feel like cocaine was lurking around in the background of this, and James Woods' performance and the way he acts and just his angular look, his eyes bulging out everywhere. I love him. But he really epitomizes the coke energy of the 80s everywhere, and Hollywood was an early imbiber of that substance. In this one, he's typical Woods. He's intense, he's sharp, dangerous, slightly unhinged, but charismatic as well. You like him as a bad guy. He's the man with the black hat. Not sure if anyone really played intelligent menace quite like Woods back then. He never relied on muscle because he didn't have any. He's razor thin. But something about him is menacing. He's got presence. Even when he's just standing still, he seems capable of exploding. So he's always lurking in the background. He's always doing something underhanded and conniving. Whenever he shows up, I feel like the energy levels lift a lot in this film. So look, there's a lot of things that work. I think the movie really understands exactly what it's aiming for and what it is, to entertain. We've got attractive people at the height of their fame. Beautiful locations, suspense, bit of romance, some corruption, lots of betrayal. The Mexico sequences, for me, it's the strongest part of the film. It's a film of two halves. The first half, love it, love it, love it. The second half goes off the rails a bit. It's still interesting and compelling. The first half completely rocks. If you just watch the first half, you can walk away satisfied. You can feel the heat and the humidity and also the ratcheting up of the suspense towards the end of that sequence when Woods is closing in. The car chase, it's excellent. It's better than any modern CGI action car chase. I was nearly bracing in my seat when the two cars, the Ferrari and the Porsche, they're nearly pulling up right against garbage trucks and dodging in and out of the traffic. It's filmed for real because there was no alternative back in the day. I don't know how they did it. Looks like Woods and Bridges are actually doing all the driving. It's brilliant. Check out that scene on YouTube if you don't check out the whole movie. The atmosphere, this really sums up 1984 beautifully. It's all about the look. It's about money and ambition, excess, living it big and proud. Miami Vice is on TV at the same time. The Olympics were in LA. Carl Lewis. The world felt exciting, especially to me as a 12-year-old. It was optimistic, positive. It's all about appearance, style. There's not much. It's pretty shallow. Yes, it's the 80s, right? I think this film really succeeds because it creates the world that you enjoy spending time in and that you dream about. Just don't look too closely underneath because you mightn't like what you find. It's a time capsule. It captures a really specific moment in American culture where everyone's trying to look successful and polished and everything looks expensive. But that corruption and greed's right underneath. And for me, when I think about it, I think it's a really good look at where America was heading during the Reagan years, because that's what he was about: success, appearance, winning at all costs. Moral ideas are secondary. What doesn't work quite so well, I touched on it before, the plot. The second half gets a bit too tangled up for a film like this. Our expectations set in the first half. Okay, it's a chase scene in beautiful locales. Then it's a love story as well. Great. It's a bit like Icarus. He gets a bit too close to the sun, and then he falls. The property deals and the political stuff and the double cross on double cross, I think it asks for a little bit too much concentration than we bought into when we signed up. Some of the supporting characters, if I'm totally honest, aren't up to this. I'm looking at you, Alex Karras, as the coach and the kind of like the father figure to James Woods. Maybe good TV actor. I know he's a former NFL player. Some of his scenes in this are diabolical. They're undercooked. there's a fight scene with Jeff Bridges later on that's pretty bad. Doesn't derail the film, but look, the film's pretty loose, which, like I said, probably sums up the cocaine energy at the time. But it's never enough to derail it. So look, it's not trying to be a profound film. It's entertaining. It works. What's going to stay with me? James Woods' performance, the car chase, the sheer 80s-ness of the whole thing. I'm an 80s kid. I love to see this stuff. I love scenes in tropical locales, the Mexico part. Love it. The chemistry with Bridges and Ward, yep, really works. She's not into him at first. He says, cool, whatever. She comes around. That's a good tactic. Like seeing it play out. What are my final thoughts? This one's really not a deep dive into the human condition. It's just great company for a couple of hours. Never really drags. Maybe it drags slightly parts of the second half, but stick with it. It's entertaining throughout. Great music. Phil Collins, obviously, the song at the end. Stylish. It's entertaining. Mid-80s cinema. Great to watch on an afternoon when you got nothing else to do. And that's more than enough. So check it out. Like I said, it's on Netflix at the moment, and enjoy it, if nothing else. See you later.